When I told people I was planning a trip to Alaska, everybody thought I was crazy. We talking about Alaska, the real Alaska, like 2.5 times bigger than Texas Alaska, but 10 times more dangerous. Wild animals like elk, moose, bison, and bear roam the area freely, and the terrain is super unforgiving. So why would I travel that far and put myself through this? Well, the short answer is to find myself. See, I've been on a journey the last few years traveling the country and sharing it with others. But for me, it goes a little deeper. Growing up in New Orleans, not too many people really leave the area. I'm on a mission to share with people what's outside of our comfort zones. And even if that means I have to make one singular sacrifice. So this is my story, my journey, northbound. Some people say that leaving out in the rain is a bad sign. But for me, I took it as Mother Nature washing away all of my nervousness before my big trip. And as I listened to the raindrops fall, I just got my mind together for what would be one hell of an adventure. Time now is 4 a.m. First leg, Amarillo, Texas. It's gonna be a good one. Peace. With over 900 miles on the first leg of my journey, I left New Orleans in the darkness. I had the highways all to myself as I thought about what lies ahead. And I'm always slightly nervous before every trip, but this adventure had my stomach in knots. Over the past few months, I had meticulously planned this trip like a wife with OCD, making sure everything was on point. And as much as my I's were dotted and my T's were crossed, I couldn't help but to feel like I was leaving something behind. But in actuality, it was myself, the old me. And watching the sun rise and shine upon me was a reminder of all my worries and problems leading up to this point, that it would melt away. And after being on the road for about 8 hours, I would make my way through North Louisiana and then through Texas. The sun has taken its place among the sky as it looked down upon me, beaming and heating up everything. Yes, the solar circle beat down on the empty Texas highways with the heat rolling off the pavement in waves. My riding jacket felt like a mistake at this point, but safety is paramount, and every breath that I took felt like I inhaled in an oven. I would be meeting up with one of my brothers to take this journey, but the road stretched endlessly ahead, and it seemed like forever, and then I noticed a familiar face. My brother Savage from the Dallas area had my location and tracked me down to bring me to Texas Harley for a brief reunion. Anytime you can get out on an adventure, it's a good thing, but being able to have others to share the journey with you makes it twice as fun. Bricks the highway bully rode all the way from South Carolina to meet me here so we can start our journey to the great north together. Hey man, we at Texas, what is it, Texas Harley? Texas Harley Davidson, man. Look, let me see, hold on, come back man, man. Listen, hold on. See, people can say what they want, man, about being in motorcycle clubs, stuff like that. I'm out here minding my business. Out of nowhere, bro done pulled up on me, on the highway, escorted me through town, man.
And you see what I'm wearing?
You see it? You see it?
Worldwide.
Worldwide, man. That's what it's all about, man. Peace on the worldwide, man. Every mile means more when you don't travel them alone. Those were my thoughts. And leaving the dealership and making our way to the interstate, my brother Savage would travel a few more miles with us, and then it was just me and Bricks. And we adjusted our flight plans and checked everything like TSA on a busy holiday. We leaned back into our backrest, feet on the highway pegs, and we were clear for takeoff. You could feel the excitement as the sound of our motors increased with each millimeter that our throttles twisted back. I had my wingman with me flying across the pavement like a Top Gun pilot, but no times were cruising, just us, hungry for what waits ahead, curious yet eager, but somewhat anxious, slightly nervous, but we knew we had to spread our wings and fly. But with 5 hours left, we would soon be landing in Amarillo, Texas for the evening to unpack, relax, and enjoy dinner for the evening. Woo, long day, y'all. Long day. After unpacking, we headed next door to the Big Texan to grab something to eat. For many people, the Big Texan, located in Amarillo, Texas, is a tourist trap. But for us, it was a stop of much needed food and energy to get ready for an early start the next morning. Hey man, it's 3:20 in the morning. And we about to get to it, man. We ain't got time to be playing around, man. We gotta get some miles in. We gotta get some miles in, man.
It's the fun part.
We gotta get some miles in, man. Guess I gotta get used to this. 3 a.m. up. Kickstands up 4 a.m. Billings, Montana. Here we come. Day 2 began with a nearly 1,000-mile run from Amarillo, Texas to Billings, Montana. And of course we had an early start. The night sky was like a black hole, swallowing any bit of light in the area. We got off the bike a few times to high-five some state signs along the way. But you couldn't see much of anything, but one thing I felt was the bitter temps heading through Oklahoma, and I'd be the first to tell you that I absolutely hate the cold weather. But I was layered up and I also had my heated gear on standby. The sun finally woke up near Colorado, but he didn't turn the heat on just yet, and the valleys that we crossed through held in the cold like a Yeti cup. Cool winds kissed my visor as we rolled through. The mountains, although not visible, made the air crispy and clean. We stopped on the side of the road so bricks could bundle up a bit more, and I laughed to myself, with him being from Cleveland, succumbing to the temps is a memory together that will forever be etched in our minds. And as I told people about this trip and my route, many suggested that I take the many mountain passes in the area. But when you gotta put down miles, you just gotta put down miles. When we crossed through the few small towns, they looked as though they were shells of their former selves. And we would keep rolling until we make it to our first stop of the day. And with a quick glance of the radar, we saw a huge storm in the area. And not being from here, we decided to gear up and get ready for what may lie ahead.
What up, people? We are out here somewhere in Wyoming. Get some gas. It's been a really great ride so far. We barely missed like crazy storms by like this much. Like pieces of hail would just like drop for a second, and I'm like, but you know, everything worked out. We almost to our destination for the night, which is Billings, Montana. And guess who can't wait to get off his feet? This guy. So we out here, man. We having a great time. And you know, I got a lot of people who following this journey right now. Not, you know, if I could say anything, it's just do it. Just do it. Whatever you're thinking about, whatever you have on your mind, or whatever plan, prepare. and just do it. Oh, we might have a problem. So you got. So look, it was a great day, man. It was a good time. I say we got tornadoes on the ground.
Quick. Supposed to have AC here.
Oh,
Good. We're supposed to come out of rain.
we should be back there. Oh,
Where you guys headed?
Billings.
Billings? You see pictures of that yesterday? It looked like that. Snow on the ground. I got some of that.
What?
Yeah, they were like 6 inches. Actually, I should see that one. Man.
Bro, that's crazy.
The skies had turned to a frosty gray, and a few pillars tagged us along the way as we blazed further and further north. Each time the sky felt as if it would drop, the road would snake in a different direction, guiding us through safely. We had outran the dangers in the area, and the next state we'd come across would be Wyoming. But the warning about the hailstorm came like a punch, fast, urgent, and leaving no room for hesitation. And then it hit.
Me, bro, out, bro.
We rode on for hours, crossing wide stretches of open terrain. The wind cool and steady at our backs. The beauty of the land was apparent, but fatigue had started to settle in our shoulders and legs, and the miles was simply wearing us down. By the time Billings came into view, the thought of food, rest, and simply being off the bikes was all that we craved. The storm was behind us and the sun was shining, but the road had taken its toll. Billings wasn't just the next stop, it would be the true start of our journey.
We done made it. Ooh, we are in Billings, Montana. Yo, the day was crazy. More about that later, but we're gonna get us something to eat. And I really need to find a hose pipe because this is how my bike is right now. Anyway, we gonna go find something to eat, and I'll check that again with y'all.
Good morning, good people. We are on day 3. Getting it in. Look,
Early morning.
we out here. Caught it. We heading to Glacier National Park. And yeah, gonna be a good one. It's a light day, 8 hours or so. Gonna just relax, take it on there. Final destination, Whitefish, Montana, but Glacier National Park is the star of today's ride. Excuse me. Yep, Glacier is the star of today's ride, and I'm just excited. I've been wanting to do this and go here for a long time, and now I got the opportunity to do so. So I'm excited. Definitely changing into my tennis shield today. I've been meaning to do it while I'm on this trip, but haven't got around to it. But this tennis shield comes in handy. Like, y'all understand, when you just have the sun beaming into you, riding into the sun, it will burn your face. It gets hot. So that tennis shield really makes a huge difference. And I ain't for it today, so I'm definitely changing this before we leave out. Leaving the hotel to head to Glacier National Park, my mind bounced around like kids in a bounce house, because I had longed for the time to see this place in person. Blessed are the curious, for they shall have adventures. And every time I throw a leg over my motorcycle and venture off, I set myself up for moments in time that could potentially change my life. Moments that would challenge my way of thinking, and moments that would allow nature to become a part of me down to a cellular level. I had seen the many pictures and videos online, but it was my time to visually consume this feast of mountains, rivers, and lakes ahead. And to share this with my brother makes the hype so much greater. And every mile that we pushed ahead, my heartbeat thumped harder. My palms under my glove got a bit sweaty because I was nervous in a good way, like new parents waiting on a gender reveal. Our throttles were steady and the elevation slowly started to rise. I wanted to go live to show friends and family just how close I was, but the service kept going in and out like kids through the front door of grandma's house. Far off in the distance, we could see the faint silhouette of mountains that we were charging toward, and the hills waved to us as we went up and down this singular highway. Even though we hadn't made it there yet, we'd pull off to the side and just admire our surroundings. And just as quick, we'd be back on the bikes to taking the full effect of this natural wonder of North America that is Glacier National Park. After checking in at the entrance and showing my pass, it was time to view what we had been waiting for.
Yeah, we are outside, man. Glacier National Park. It's crazy. I mean, look at this. This is why I get out here and I take rides like this. To see stuff like this.
The crown jewel in one of the most amazing highways in the world is the Going to the Sun Road. The Going to the Sun Road felt like riding straight into the heart of the mountains. The pavement wound tightly around the cliffs, each turn opening to a view more unreal than the last. Jagged peaks rising sharp against the sky, valleys plunging green and endless below. We would make a detour at Logan's Pass to grab a few souvenirs and to take in the moment. As we left, the air was crisp, carrying the cool breeze of the snow-capped mountains, even in the summer, and a waterfall spilled down from hidden heights, spraying mist across the road. And by the time the descent began, the sun angled low, painting the mountainsides in gold, and the ride felt less like a road trip and more like us passing through a dream carved into stone.
Day 3. We left Billings, Montana. Rode through some small towns, back roads, all the way up to Glacier National Park. And it was amazing. Like, you gonna see on the video, like, when you gonna, and it's not gonna do it just like the amount of joy that I experience every time I hit a curve and it's all like the lake or like mountains or a waterfall, like stuff splashing on you and stuff. Like it was literally insane, beautiful day. Oh, just it was crazy, bro. Get this good old heated gear. I to get this good old heated gear.
Oh yeah, I was about to come grab my keys.
Ooh.
this morning. Definitely got to get this heated gear ready right now. Huh? Look. Ooh-wee. It's cold as hell. Ooh. Day 4 was cold. Like cold. Like colder than watching your homeboy's marriage proposal get rejected. Yup, cold like that. But as cold as it was, my heart was warmed due to the fact that we'd be crossing the Canadian border today. And as we traveled further north, I saw more signs that warned us about wildlife in the area. There was obvious deer, but also elk, moose, and more. So we had to be somewhat cautious, and then we finally made it to the border. After some brief questions, we were on our way. The next stop on our journey would take us to Jasper National Park and the Icefields Parkway, which I heard had some of the most breathtaking views in North America. And every time I'm in a new country, I always get just a teeny bit nervous. Even though I had no reason to be, I couldn't help but to think about the many what-ifs abroad. But after a few miles, those thoughts in my mind settled and we were back to cruising. Our first stop in Canada would allow us to get re-energized for the day. Leaving the gas station and the small towns in the area, the highway opened up and we caught up to a pack of bikes heading in the same direction as we were. And they were moving with urgency, like those practice fire drills they have you do at your job. We quickly got in sync with one another, rolling through the Canadian highways like a pack of steel and chrome.
These mountains are absolutely crazy. Crazy. No, I'm trying to see if I need a pass. How you doing? Am I gonna need a pass going up front?
Sorry?
Am I gonna need a pass?
Where are you going?
Up to Jasper.
Yeah, you'll need a one-day pass.
A one-day pass
Yeah.
to go through. Okay. Yeah, what you say?
After visiting Glacier National Park and the thrill of riding the Going to the Sun Road, we pushed north and the ride opened to something even wilder, which was Jasper National Park. And the pavement seemed to lead straight into the sky, past glaciers clinging to the ridges and the rivers cutting through the valleys. Every curve brought us face to face with towering peaks, their shadows stretching long across the lakes that looked almost unreal. And speaking of unreal, we'd pull up to one of the most unreal lakes I'd ever seen in person, Lake Louise.
Hey. Hey. I think they got one in the Starwell. Right. People, we are at Lake Louise. And I'm glad they got just motorcycle parking just for motorcycle. That's what they love right there. Yeah. Hell nah. Cause they moving everybody else out.
Next to the exit.
Yeah.
It's the exit to the left.
Right.
You parking? Good job.
Right. Yeah, we outside, y'all. Getting it. Man out here, man. Look. You seen the world. Oh, this is crazy. Oh my goodness.
So I could not come to this area and not stop at Lake Louise. Oh my goodness.
The lake itself, though, was every bit as breathtaking as we'd imagined. The glaciers perched high on the peak spilled their melt into the basin, painting the surface that unreal shade of blue that looked more like glass than water. Canoes dotted the lake with their bright reds and yellows, drifting lazily beneath the towering cliffs. And even with the many visitors on shore, there was still a peace in the way the mountains hung over all of us, almost like the area demanded our presence here at this time. Lake Louise was such a spectacular sight, but we had more on the agenda as we rolled into the Icefields Parkway. Leaving the bustle of Lake Louise behind, we eased back onto the highway and soon found ourselves on one of the most legendary stretches of road in the world, the Icefields Parkway. And almost immediately, the noise of the crowd faded, replaced by the steady rhythm of the engine and the sweep of the mountains closing in on us on both sides. This ride felt like carving a path through another world. The glaciers high above us, their blue ice glowing in the sunlight, and every few miles the road opened up to a new scene. Emerald lakes still as mirrors, waterfalls and jagged mountain peaks stretching toward the sky. And by the time we rolled deep into the parkway, we would see a sign that would bring us an unexpected surprise and a long walk up to a glacier.
Where you at? All the way at the bottom over there? Okay, I see you. Ah! 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 Yes, sir! Hey. You two people, man. We out here. If I need jobs for something to matter, this but little hiking up this. Up to this glacier, you know. Yeah. Hey, we got way more when we get to Alaska. We just getting started.
Crazy. My soul was filled to the max as we left, and I just knew this day couldn't be any better at this point. The views kept getting better as we rode through Jasper, but suddenly the lush green pine trees that littered the sides of the road became dark, brittle, and barren. Green and yellow swapped for brown, and that gave me a little cause for concern, especially when we hit a huge patch of traffic ahead.
I don't know what's going on, but they must have seen like an animal or something.
There's a mama bear and 2 cubs. That's what people are looking at.
Whoa! A bear and some cubs.
Seeing a bear alive in person and not at the zoo really shocked me, and I didn't know whether to be afraid or excited, but nevertheless, we kept pushing on to the city of Jasper, a popular destination for tourists that's surrounded by the Canadian Rockies. And we unpacked and got us something good to eat as we had an amazing day on the road.
Whew, today was such an amazing day. The Banff Jasper area did not freaking disappoint. Oh my goodness. Lake Louise. Wow. Chef's freaking kiss. Icefields Parkway. Who called him in? Chef's kiss. Just everything, it was just amazing. We saw a bear, like a real freaking bear. It was crazy. Moose, ram, everything. It was just like, I'm blown away. Being blown away. We own it. That's day 4. Day 5. Be up next. Day 5, Fort Nelson. We're on the way. Good morning, people. We are leaving Jasper, British Columbia, and we headed on down up to not Whitefish. What am I thinking? We're heading on to Fort Nelson, British Columbia. We've been doing 10-12 hour days for the most part. It's supposed to rain here, and that's another reason why we kind of left Glacier a little early, to beat the weather. So hopefully it stays that way. We're about to gas up, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling. Peace.
The chill of the morning air on this morning bit harder than a teething baby, and the puffy gray skies that hung over us almost certainly spelled bad weather in the foreseeable future. A quick glance at my radar app confirmed just that, so it wasn't a matter of if, but when the rain would touch us. As the rain dropped from the skies, the temperature dropped even more, and I had my heated grips turned up to the max level, but the chill of the air fought back against it. We were both cold, really cold, and we both couldn't wait until our first stop to warm up a bit.
First stop of the day. It's cold. Temperatures at 40 something degrees, so it feels like 30 something on the bike, but everything is pretty good for the most part. Feet a little cold, but that's it.
With a shot of coffee in our systems, we made our way back to the interstate. The Alaskan Highway would be the immediate goal, the official highway that would take us into the Great North. And as the traffic thinned out and the clouds in the area hung low near the mountains stretched wide and rugged, the sense of stepping closer and deeper into the frontier grew with every mile. The further we rode, the smaller the towns became, just fuel stops and long stretches of highway where it was only us, the road, and the endless sky. Crossing into British Columbia, the terrain shifted. Rivers braided through the vast valleys, and the forest grew thick and dark, pressing close to the roadsides. Signs warned of bears and moose and countless other wildlife, and we saw brief glimpses of them through the sides of our helmets. Black and brown blurs mixed within the forest. The temp still stood steady at about 40 degrees, so me and Bricks turned the heat up on the highway. By the time we reached Dawson Creek, the official start of the Alaskan Highway, the ride felt like it had changed. This wasn't just a scenic detour anymore. It was the true beginning of the push north. The mile zero marker stood there like a gate, a symbol that every rider dreams of reaching. And we stopped, stretched our legs, and took it in.
What up, people? We made it to Dawson Creek, the official start of the world famous Alaska Highway. We outside. Quick stop on our way. We gonna keep this thing rolling. Making good time today. We'll be in Fort Nelson by early evening. Oh well, early afternoon. Trying to see if I see somebody. Oh, Louisiana. Hey.
Officially on the Alcan, this is where the trip would start to shift, as wildfires are a very real thing and gas stops are never regular.
Something is definitely on fire. You can smell it. There's wildfires in here somewhere. Gas station's kind of scarce. Gas kind of scarce. I learned something new. That card lock stuff, that's for them, like them tankers. I mean, sketch. Get my bike. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Next stop, Fort Nelson.
Viewing the burnt forest on the sides of the highway, we would only have a few more miles until we make it to Fort Nelson, British Columbia, one of the only quote-unquote big cities in the area.
Material we have that can stand the test of time in Florida weather.
It's 40 degrees outside in Fort Nelson. It's cold, y'all. It's freaking cold. My heated gear, the plugs on the bike, they don't reach long enough, so I'm having to do some undoing a lot of stuff that I was doing to make it happen or whatever. But I got heat. It's just cold, but came this far. Can't turn around now. Peace.
Leaving Fort Nelson, I would be hit with a stark reminder of how fragile our environment is with wildfires that were recently ravaging the area. And to be honest, our trip would potentially be in jeopardy if our route took us any closer.
I mean, look how, look, all of that is like crazy burnt, bro. Like this whole, this is freaking insane. This whole thing was on fire just a few weeks ago, or a couple of days ago, whatever. Like, that's crazy. I mean, like, this whole thing is just like super burnt, bro. Super freaking burnt. Like, I'm just thinking about what, like the animals and all kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just like, this is real. Wow. No road lines at all. Bighorn sheep in the area. Crazy mountain paths. Look at this. Look at this. This is fire though. I ain't gonna lie. This is fire right here.
The route that took us deeper and deeper along the Alcan. There was no phone service and the GPS got kinda wacky at times. we would start crossing many of the old graded bridges in the region, and I hate graded bridges.
That's your boy them from yesterday. Oh yeah?
Destination is on the right.
Oh. First stop, Toad River. You gotta get gas while we can. Look, they got GoPros and stuff too. It's crazy. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Look at this shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Where y'all from again?
Colorado.
Colorado, cool.
Colorado Springs, yeah.
How you guys keeping your bike so clean? You cleaning it?
No, there was a car wash right across. That's where.
We missed it.
Yep, it was right across the street. That's where we went.
Yeah, no, we obviously haven't stopped to clean. Every once in a while, I'll clean off my headlight, but that's
Yeah, man. Every time this our second time finding the gas station car wash. We went to yesterday was right across from the hotel, and then we were in Jasper.
Yeah.
Was it Jasper or Whitefish? No, we were in Whitefish when we.
Okay.
The last time we found a car wash.
Makes sense.
Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And I had a dream that I would one day make my way to Alaska. And there were plenty of people who doubted me during this ride. The constant whys, the are you sures. And honestly, at this point, a bit of self-doubt creeped in. The true wilderness had my thoughts in a chokehold. What if we break down? What if something runs out in front of us on the road? It was this stretch that had my eyes scanning the trees, but we kept on pushing, the terrain seemingly transforming right before my eyes. And the highway kept twisting through the valleys where the rivers ran wide, and the mountains began to feel a little bit more sharper, as though we were being pulled into another world. The wildlife was everywhere, and every mile carried a tension between wonder and respect. It never let you forget how wild this country really is. The fuel stops got even sketchier, sometimes nothing more than a pump beside a cabin, and we learned to top off the tanks whenever we could. The long stretches of pavement disappeared into the forest and the skies. This is the kind of riding that tests your endurance, but the payoff you receive will be well worth it. And crossing into the Yukon, the sense of achievement hit us. The welcome sign stood like a mark at the ends of the world. And we would ride for a bit and then hit the world famous signpost forest. It was a maze of people who traveled through this area for decades, often leaving behind a memento of their home for others to see their travels. I had to leave my license plate as well, something for those who follow me on my journey in the future. Leaving the signpost forest, bison herds graze right along the road, massive and calm, barely moving as we ease past. And the next couple of miles would shock me, as they were filled with many miles of unexpected gravel, some thick and some light, but enough to make me very tense and to have my complete focus and attention to get through. The road became more rough and the construction became more frequent. The dust that trailed the 18-wheelers floated in the area, coating our bikes with a brown film. And as much as this day was eventful, I think it was safe to say that we both were over it and were ready to bed down in Whitehorse, Yukon for the evening. Alright, so boom. Today is day 6. Recap. Didn't do yesterday. Yesterday I was tired. I ain't lie, bro. I was like, after I ate that pizza, you know what I'm saying? So just quick recap on yesterday. Yesterday was Jasper to
Jasper to
Fort Nelson. Yesterday was Jasper to Fort Nelson. Just mainly miles. That's all we did, right?
Yeah.
Just got a bunch of miles and we ain't do no real stopping and stuff like that. Today we did miles, but we went from Fort Nelson to Whitehorse, and it was crazy. It was crazy. The morning started out, got real cold. Started out like 40-something degrees.
30s.
Dropped down to the 30s, right. Started raining. We saw a bunch of a family of mountain goats. We saw
Bighorn.
bison. Huh? What else?
Bighorn.
Bighorn sheep. Bison. Little black bear cub. What else we saw? What's it?
Eagle yesterday.
The eagle was like 2 days ago. I
That
think.
was 2 days ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2 days ago. But we've been seeing a lot of animals, a lot of wild, like of course, like the bison and stuff like that. Say the moose and stuff. But caribou. The views, crazy, still just amazingly beautiful. But here's the crazy part: the construction, the gravel. And the damn those bridges?
Yeah, the graded bridges.
The graded bridges? No bueno. I mean, they had me. I had to check myself a couple of times, cause especially that first one. Look,
Hey,
that first
I
look.
was recording when that happened.
You record?
Yes.
Man,
I didn't realize it.
That was crazy.
I went to go start recording.
Y'all go see the footage,
Yes.
man. It was crazy, but tomorrow, man, we should make it to Alaska on Fairly. We're gonna get out about a little later, not a whole lot later, but 7 o'clock. Another 7-hour day, probably about 7.5. Yeah, man, this is what we came for. So check back in, and hopefully y'all see me at the border, cross the border.
Today is the day we heading to Alaska. Today is the day that we cross into Alaska. The day that I tell myself that I didn't come this far just to come this far. This day will be a day that I share with my kids and my future grandkids for many years to come. The day that I accomplished something that not many get a chance to do on a motorcycle. The weather was cool and the air was fresh. Lord have mercy. The sky was a mute blue with a couple of clouds up high. And the beauty of this land would start to unfold right before my eyes. And I had my wingman right beside me. The snow-capped mountains, the green grass, and the trees were a bit more vivid on today. I wanted to stop every other second, and I know my brother did too. But we had our goal within reach. Mountain after mountain, lake after lake, the views just had me sitting quietly like going to church with grandma. The way the sun reflected off everything, it was like the sun was highlighting everything just for us, just for me, just for we. And we would pull into the small village of Destruction Bay to gas up and stretch. And I hopped off my bike once again to leave my mark on the area. But at this point, it was leaving its mark on me. But as menacing as the name of the town was, the bay that surrounded it was as peaceful and serene as ever.
I thought that my day would continue to be smooth, but the last 100 or so miles would absolutely break me down. The road would deteriorate even more, and the frost heaves and potholes and the unevenness of the road had us zigzagging from lane to lane. Eventually, we would hit gravel that seemingly went on forever and ever and ever. The washboard, the road construction was just a cruel joke, and it jarred my spine as I jolted around trying to hold my bike steady. The dust suffocated us and I almost lost control a few times, but I held on until our last gas stop.
Yeah, I would never in my life purposely do that again on a bagger. Never.
After our brief stop, the border was in sight, and the moment I had worked so hard for was just a few feet away, and at this point, I was just overwhelmed with emotions.
1 minute away. There it is. I see it, bro. I see it. There it is. There it is, bro. There it is. Thank you, God. We made it. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you. That's fine.
Bro.
Coming from the south.
We did that.
Shit. Hey,
Huh?
that's what's up, man.
Huh?
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, appreciate you. Bro.
That was so hard, bro.
Man, who you telling, man?
That was so hard, bro.
Golly, you just did that shit.
We took a moment to take some pictures at the Alaska state sign, and also to engage with the many travelers who came from all over the world just to make it to this point. Each one of them had a story to tell, and we exchanged them with each other before we got back on the road to continue our trip. Making it as far as we did was such an accomplishment, but we dived even deeper into the unknown, and not long after, we joined other travelers heading in the same direction as we were. But this time, the road became non-existent as the roads turned to straight dirt. I guess I felt some sort of discomfort, or maybe even comfort I should say, as there were many other riders going through the same thing. Tok, Alaska was the stopping point for the night, where we'd get some food and we'd get some rest.
Hell yeah, it's a lot. Thank you.
Yo, today was a day. D-Day. Destruction Bay to Tok, Alaska was probably the worst road ride I've ever done in my life. Second it. Ever. Like, it was insane. The amount of construction, gravel, dirt roads, potholes, ground breaks. It was just non-stop.
mud, the dust. Just, it was a very challenging ride. Very, very, very challenging ride. And you ain't got to worry about your boy doing it. Never. Not on no Harley, at least. Give me a Pan America, I'll do it again. But on a Harley, no. Like a big bike, no. One and done. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Yes, sir.
And where it is, I got a t-shirt to prove it. I survived the Alaskan highway. Cause this is no joke. You definitely survived it. For real. I didn't know they had laundry over there. But I went over there and damn, man, a little bit of laundry. I do it in like Anchorage though.
I saw that and I was thinking it. I was like, I'll wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll wait till tomorrow. Wash some clothes. Cause yeah, my stanky clothes bag is getting full. So but yeah, man, tomorrow we're going to Anchorage.
Check with civilization.
And we'll go from there. Peace.
Day 8 on the road. We hit Alaska, but today we go just a bit deeper, making a relatively short trip to Anchorage, Alaska. 5 hours and some change is light work compared to the miles that we've been putting in over the last week or so. The road west to Anchorage felt like the final stretch of a long promise that I made to myself, my family, and my friends back home. The sun wasn't peeking through the clouds the first couple of miles, but the scenery opened up wide, huge valleys, rivers, and mountains stacked one after another on the horizon. The pavement wasn't perfect, patched here and there, but the views more than made up for every bump. Well, at least sometimes it did. Riding through here and seeing the vast open world before me made me feel so tiny. No skyscrapers, no loud sirens and horns of the inner city, just the sound of my motor and the wind as it bounced off my helmet. We stopped often, sometimes to adjust our suspension even more, and other times pulling into gravel turnouts that looked over the rivers fed by distant glaciers. Each stop felt like money that deposited into my mental bank. The Wrangell Mountains loomed to the south, massive and snow-capped, with Mount Sanford and Mount Drum standing like giants in the sky. It was the kind of view that made you appreciate each moment that you take a breath on this earth. And as the miles ticked by, the Glen Highway delivered one of the most unforgettable rides of the trip. The sharp curves hugged the cliffs, and every bend revealed another view of untouched wilderness. Rolling closer to Anchorage, the road smoothed and the traffic picked up, and the signs of the city began to appear. We would find a Harley Davidson to get a few mementos and an oil change, but no techs were there, so we did our own and found
Good
a
people,
car
good
wash
people,
to
good
knock
people.
off
We
all
have
the
made
mud and
it to
debris.
House of Harley Davidson in Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah, I don't know who need to hear this, but Anchorage, the city just sucks. Sorry, not sorry. It just, the amount of tweakers or addicts or whatever is just like overwhelming. Like I didn't go nowhere without being approached, and it's like, come on, man. The ride to Anchorage was beautiful, but at this point, after getting beat up on that road, the constant bumps, and I'm through. I'm through. So tomorrow makes the day that I'll be heading back home.
Yeah. Peace. After being disappointed in Anchorage and knowing we have to go back through all of that terrible terrain, the dust, the potholes, and more, we decided to start making our way back home. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed in myself. I let the road beat me, and mentally, I wanted to leave, but my heart wanted me to stay. The construction up this way happens so frequently during the summer months that a couple of days could be the difference between paved roads and dirt.
Question.
Yeah.
So how often do they have to pave this area?
For the last 3 years, we've been lucky. We got construction up here about every year. But sometimes we could go a couple of years without any work up here.
Okay.
It all depends on funding and all that.
Also, it might need it when it's unsuitable.
Right. Okay.
Where are you guys off to?
Home.
Where's home?
Louisiana.
Nice.
So I heard that they have to constantly do it because of like the ice and the frost.
The frost heaves, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it breaks up the road pretty good.
Gotcha.
If we don't do this, then our roads will look like Beaver Creek on the other side.
We spent hours navigating the construction back towards the south. Many miles following chase trucks, dodging heavy machinery and all. A weight fell upon me and got heavier. I was tired. We passed a few motorcycles along the way back, but hardly any big twins. Most were on adventure touring up this way, and I completely understand why. The border back to Canada was in sight, and we make a beeline through the last parts of Alaska before entering the Yukon territories again. We had made our stop for the day in Haines Junction, where we grabbed some grub. The burger meat was anything but, and the shrimp fried rice tastes like heaven.
I mean, like you said, unless you want to go a little further.
What up? We made it to the Kluwani Park Inn Motel / restaurant / in Haines Junction, Yukon.
Showing the view.
The view is crazy. I'm gonna have to put the zoom lens on to give him the view. And then but the view is crazy. Restaurant, listen, do not get the burger. I'm telling you. The shrimp fried rice is pretty good. But do not get, if you stay here, do not get the burger. I promise you. But shrimp fried rice was all the chain. Like it was good. Like I killed it. It was really, like, after being on the road like that was good.
Yeah. Especially considering that burger we just.
Yeah, because the burger, yeah, I look.
Wait.
That, I had to just leave it where it was. I couldn't change it out. Just had to just order something else. But, let me show y'all this view. Ugh, the view is crazy. There's a mouse back there. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Good morning. 41 degrees this morning. We outside. It's a cold one today. It's a cold one, 41 degrees. You know, on a bike it feels a lot colder.
feels a lot colder. The sun really never sets out here around this time of year. The sun set last night at midnight, literally. But I know for an area that's covered and surrounded in darkness for so long, so much throughout the year, it's a welcome sight.
Our way back felt so different, almost like we were on a different road, and turns out the crews came and destroyed a lot of the pavement that we had crossed prior to.
Y'all, this road we about to hit, what is bridge? Terrible. A very long graded bridge. It's not our best friend. Oh my goodness. Shit. Here comes the worst part of this entire trip. Beaver Creek, Destruction Bay, that whole. Here comes the worst part of this entire trip. Beaver Creek, Destruction Bay, that whole get down, the construction, the gravel, the construction, the bridges, the grates. It's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. Gravel, 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 and more gravel.
The further we got away from the construction, the more beautiful the land became. The sky shifted from that dull gray to a sky blue, and every flower was so vibrant, just like the sun. The road opened up to some of the most beautiful views ever. There was no more wildfire smoke. There was no more haze. Just vistas that were crystal clear. It was simply amazing to see so many different ecosystems at play, and the lakes that hung around the roads was as still as glass. I love searching for something, and along the way, I found myself. I found my true purpose, to inspire and uplift those around me, to show what's possible when you believe in yourself. And you already know that when you aspire to do anything great, there will always be challenges thrown in your direction. I was already mentally exhausted, and then here comes Mother Nature playing her cruel tricks on me by dropping H2O from the sky. But at this point, I had no reaction to it. I just sucked it up and kept it moving. The rain had driven the wildlife from the forest, allowing them to graze on the wet grass, and they didn't flinch as we flew by them. The road would be unrecognizable at many points, causing us to question our route.
Bro, I swear I feel like we ain't do this much gravel before Destruction Bay, bro.
Many miles down the road, the highway was straightened up and certain sights became more familiar. The burned forest on the sides of the road still smelled of ash and soot, and after plenty of miles knocked down, we would once again be back in the city of Fort Nelson.
Yo, I will never do this again. I have to do this on an adventure bike. And I want to go back, but I refuse to do it again on a big bike like that. Today, the rain was so freaking bad. The doggone, it rained almost the whole day. Still had gravel to ride through. Graded bridges with that rain. Terrible. Oh my goodness, terrible. The day was a miserable day. I'm not gonna even lie. But we gonna head to Edmonton tomorrow, and then we gonna start smashing down. Once I get to the interstate, oh my goodness, it is over. But all in all, today was and I can make it to my destination in one piece without nothing major happening. Was a good day.
Y'all do not know how much I'm grateful just to see paved roads, lights, just stuff in general. Like the smoothness of the road just means so much. Like for real, y'all. Jesus. Those last couple of days were just absolutely miserable. Not everything was miserable, but the roads, oh my goodness. Oh, here we go with this bull. Right here, you just kind of let it do its thing, y'all, because geez, riding a Harley on a bridge like this is absolutely miserable. Oh my goodness. Woo.
When you share an adventure with someone, the story becomes a memory that lasts forever. We had come to the point in our trip where we break off, and I'm forever grateful because I don't know if I could have done it by myself. So to my brother Bricks, I thank you. Riding so many miles alone in solitude to get home, I think about the many conversations that I've had with others about my journey, and I've leaned into them.
I think it's
to give me peace. It's a real life example of what you can do when you put your mind to something. Persistence, not giving up, motivation. This dude don't quit. This dude is serious. This dude really persevered.
Thank God you paving the way for us that been doing it, that want to continue doing it, and bringing the reality of what the bike set mean. You know what I'm saying?
I needed to see that. It keeps me motivated.
Word.
I was so super excited. I was so happy. I felt like I was on the ride. I thought his butt must hurt. He must be tired, but he's also excited to see everything that he saw.
This dude really a biker. He really ride. He going to Alaska. Ain't too many people going to Alaska, man. You got people go, but you from the South, brother. You know what I mean? It ain't too many people going. That's a whole different ball game. You know, that's totally different. That's next level. You know, that's top. That's top tier to me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do nothing but respect that. And my brother come from the South and we way in Alaska on 2 wheels.
What do you think a ride like this does for like the young people that I work with?
I think that the ride like this just shows them that like what possibilities are out there, that there's more to the world than New Orleans. New Orleans is of course a magical place, but it's more to see. And sometimes like we think about, or young people, anybody just think about like the way to get there is a car or airplane, but just like endless possibilities of seeing the world.
First thing I thought was kind of like Mama said, that boy did that. He did it. You know, I live vicariously through you when you ride. So when you made it, it was like a milestone. It almost it reaffirmed in me that there isn't anything that you put your mind to that you can't do. I saw people don't know you like I know you. I saw this little baby, this little boy blossom into this man and letting nothing stop him. You went to Alaska on your bike. You know, when we grew up, Alaska was something we just read about. It wasn't something that you actually obtained, you just read it. So I was so thrilled to see you actually put your mind to something and do it. Despite all the obstacles or everything that should have said don't do it, you did it.
Hearing the words of those who supported me along my journey gave me comfort, and I powered through the last leg of my trip in the pouring rain. And as I get closer to my home, I have this thought. At the end of a hard journey, the reward is not only in what you see, but who you've become. And each day you wake up, try to become better than the previous. Because when we do that, we ultimately become our best self. And that version will be shared with the world for all to see. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And this is your man, GQ, the leader of the Peace Army, telling you guys to be safe, be cool, and most importantly, be you, and peace out until we meet again.